outfits on it says, yes, beauty. So we see your comments, you guys. We love you. Thank you so much. This is fun. I love this. But we would dance our asses off at these things. And it was so engaging. And it was like we would remember each other. And that angel costume, I remember God bless his soul. Felix is one of my best friends. He passed away a few years back. And he and I would lose weight for the weekend. And that's when you know you're young. We would say, oh my God, we got to wear a costume that's like really fierce. And we would go on he goes, boy, you know what? Diet works. And I'd be like, what? He goes, we're going to run Huntington Boulevard every day. So do you remember Huntington Boulevard?
Of course.
Okay, so the Huntington Boulevard, I don't know what side of town you're from, but we're from like the east side. So what side of town are you from, Louis?
I'm from Madeira.
Come on, Madeira.
Adamme, I'm originally from Madeira. Can you hear me?
I love that.
It's just a big old wood.
It's the wood. If you guys don't know, the word Madeira means wood in Spanish. So yes, I love the Madeira. I love the Madeiras. But yeah, so we would run Huntington Boulevard, which was this long mile, and we would eat crackers and jalapenos for the week. And all we would have were crackers, saltine crackers, and jalapenos, and we would lose like 10 pounds so that we could look fierce for the weekend. And it would work. But I had lost weight that Halloween, or it was Halloween. And I was like, I don't know if my body's ever going to be this good. So I'm going to just show it off because I think maybe one day I'm going to be chubby. Honey, I painted my body. I painted my body top to bottom in all white paint. And I put mirrors all over, cracked mirrors all over glued all over my body. And I was in white boots and white wings and a white thong with my junk out. Like I wasn't tucked. It was like I was really a man, woman, angel, like this. I was, again, an androgynous angel.
Yeah.
And I remember a couple of guys were like, I didn't know you had all that. And I was like, we have things up in here too.
Honey. So going into this part, we'll go into the next section, but I'll never forget. You're leaving New York. It's we have this big party at the Circle, right? Girl, I'm not even 21 yet. I'm not even 21, but I'm there, and I'll never forget. It was you, and it was Frankie, and you do Jennifer Lopez, Love Don't Cost a Thing, full-on performance. Do you remember? Of course you remember.
Of course I remember. That was my retirement. I had a very good run as a drag queen. I felt like I had made it as Selena. Selena had died in 1995. My best friend Nabor taught. Thank you. She had just passed away. I did not know who she was. Nabor, my best friend, had taught me about who Selena was. And Angela, God bless her right now, she's battling cancer and we just pray for her. But Angela was like my girl, and she actually helped me make the famous purple outfit. And so when I started doing Selena, I had the purple outfit and I had the dance moves. I had everything. I was young. I was literally like, it was like right after. And so I had this ride of Selena, and are we almost out of time? Sorry.
I don't know. Are we?
No. We're good. And so the Selena thing happened, and then that was amazing. And then I kind of got to be almost rise to fame with this whole drag persona. And I always told myself I didn't want to be. I had seen other drag performers turn like I was turning into a man, you know. I mean, I was 17 when I started, so I was tiny. I had little shoulders. My shoulders hadn't broadened out. I didn't have any, so you know, my hairline hadn't gone back yet, you know. So I remember thinking I didn't want to look like a football player in drag. I was like, okay, I had my run, and I'm going to New York to do Broadway. I wanted to be on Broadway. That was my big dream. And so I had my farewell performance, and I wanted it to be like a big farewell moment. And it was like all the queens came out. Frankie was one of my dancers. I love Dancer Frankie. If you're here, thank you for always dancing with me, babe. I love you so much. This is before people were having backup dancers in their shows. You know what I mean? Like, This was not, it was kind of, again, I would get these influences from LA, the big shows in Los Angeles, and then I would get these ideas to bring them home to Fresno. So now there's production numbers all over Fresno. I mean, all over everywhere, right? But yeah, we did J-Lo. I did a medley of all the songs that made me well known. So Tina Turner,
Yeah,
Jennifer Lopez, and
I
Selena. And
I
and
remember.
those were the three things. And my sister, who had never seen me perform, they, again, I lived a double life. So even though people saw me as this fabulous, you know, Claudia was this big persona, and I worked at Mac and all this stuff, when I was home, it was completely shut down. And I had no, because I didn't want to cause shame or embarrassment to my family. So I would take it all off, and I was just Adam at home. But when I would go out, I was like this famous drag queen in my town, kind of, you know? And so
Yeah,
anyway, my sister came to that performance, and I'll never forget, she cried. And she was like, they gave her the microphone, and she was like, I just want to thank all of you people. We packed the complete bar. The bar was like ridiculously packed. And it was my farewell, and I passed the crown to Diva X as my like drag daughter. And you were there, and
I was there.
everybody was there. And she said, I just want to thank all of you beautiful people. I had no idea that my brother was loved like that. It can kind of make me get choked up right now, because I did not like, there's a part of me that shut down Claudia, and I was embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed, but I hated her for so long, because she had that persona was so risen to such a great place, but Adam had gotten lost. Like, I wanted to be on Broadway. I wanted to do show business, right? And so
Yeah,
there was this, and I couldn't catch a date either, because no one wanted to date a drag queen back then. No, if you wore
yep.
makeup or eyelashes, or it was like, you're pretty to look at. We'll take a picture with you. We all love and praise you when you're at the club. But no one wants to date a drag queen. Today, with RuPaul's Drag Race, you got drag queens dating drag queens.
They're the guys that go after the queens, that they want the queens just because they're queens.
Right,
Now, it's totally different.
right. And so I was really happy to release that character and just find Adamme. That's when Adamme was born, after I
Yeah,
left, and I did that. It was a great performance. It was so much fun. And then I passed the crown. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I never been a mother to nobody, but I was like, okay, Diva. And I gave it to Diva X because his name is Angel.
yeah.
Angel was my host, and he was a little bit awkward, overweight, didn't have the, people didn't see him as being this grander than grand thing. And I wanted to like almost give it to someone who no one would have expected me to pass my crown to, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and they were, I remember some of the queens were like, that's who
Honey,
you chose?
we
turns
did.
out,
I
turns
had the
out,
moment of. I had. Go ahead.
it turns out that it was the right person, because he ended up having the longest running drag queen show in history in the Central California Valley. He had the longest running show. For every Thursday night, he had Diva X Exotica. Uh, um, and for 13 years, he consecutively did a show every Thursday night after I passed that. So I got to give it to that boy. Did that. I don't know if I could have did 13 years. Like, he did 13 years, that boy did. Like, that's crazy.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of
Oh
work with
yeah,
not a
he
lot of
learned to be
payoff.
one of the best hosts, and he managed so many of the drag queens that came up after us. Went through his show. He cast them. They would all perform on his show, and so I think that was like one of the most amazing things. I do remember thinking I was a little bit, I was a, I want to always say confidence before arrogance, and a couple times it can kind of go to your head, like, okay, I'm the head BIC in charge, whatever. But it's like, okay, wait a minute. You could be at the front and still be gracious and loving to people. And so he found that. He eventually he did find that balance. So that's very important to me. Just like you have found your way to the front of the light, Lewis. Even Eamon has said, wow, he took me under his wing. Eamon was telling me something like, wow, Lewis, I found Lewis, and he was just so loving to me. And he looked up, he looked up to you. He thought you, because I guess you
Yes.
worked together with him at Mac.
Yeah.
And when he told me that you were so kind and loving and gracious and wanted to give him. I was like, yes, this is what I want to hear about our boys who come up, you know, after us. That is what it's about. That's really what it's about, sharing
That
that
is.
love, you know?
What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
The best advice I ever gotten. Okay, ready for this one? I was interviewing the head creator and executive of IMATS. And if you guys don't know what IMATS is, it's the International Makeup Artists Trade Show. It's the Oscars
Yeah.
convention of the makeup artists. And this guy who started it, his name is Michael Key, I think his last name is. Hi Cheyenne, hi David. Share the solos, Adamme. Share the solos. Oh my gosh, yes. Anna would say, share the solos, because I would always take all the solos. Nikki, hello. Frankie, yes. Diva X. Nabor, brother, Nabor is here. Got the Diva X is legendary now. Annabella, Nikki, yes. Hi, everybody. Diva X is legendary. Wonderful. They loved that portion. Perfect. So, the best advice that I ever got was when I interviewed him. I said, hey, Michael, can I have a word with you? Now, this man has, what's that TV show where they do all the prosthetics and everything? That big TV show. Oh my God. Face Off. Face
There you
Off
go.
is there. And they've got, you know, all the makeup artists from like doing Star Wars and all the film Oscar award winning makeup artists are there. And then you've got all your beauty brands like Morphe and Lime Crime and all that. So everybody's there. And I said, hey, Michael, can you tell me what does it take to become successful in this industry or in any industry? Or, you know, you're like the main man. And his show goes all over the world. And he said to me, he goes, in all the years that I've been in this business, he goes, what I've learned is it takes preparation. You have to be prepared for the opportunity. So I was like, wait, what? He was like, when opportunity meets preparation, basically
Yep.
you have to be ready for the opportunity, because when the opportunity comes, you can't miss it. If that door opens, you got to be ready for it. And um and vice versa. If you're not prepared and the opportunity is there, basically you have to be prepared for that opportunity, is what he said. And I'll never forget, it has to be equal though. You know, if you're prepared and you never get the opportunity, that sucks. So you have to really work for that opportunity. And it made so much sense to me at the time, because I thought to myself, how many of us are saying we want to lose weight? Or how many of us say we want to start a business? Or we want to be the best makeup artist and we want to join the union? Or we want to be an influencer? Or we want to build our YouTube channel? And it's like, what are you doing to prepare for that? Because when the opportunity comes, are you going to be ready? Like, are you just wanting it, or are you preparing for it and actively working towards it? And then the other thing is, you know, maybe you have been preparing for all these years and you're not getting the opportunity. So that really sucks. So he says, what I realize is that there's all these kind of obstacle courses. And what I found is that it's always when people are prepared for that opportunity, but they have to happen at the same time. And sometimes it happens for people and sometimes it doesn't. And, but if you work from the mentality of running the marathon opposed to running the sprint, is for me one of the things that I live by. And what I mean by that is there's so many people who want to fast track it. They want to get there. They're like, I'm going to be the next star. I'm going to be the next, you know, I'm going to be the next big thing, whatever industry you want to be in or whatever your dream is. And they're like, how can I get there the fastest? And then there's those of us like myself who I'm along. This is my life. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I wish I had even more successes than I've been able to come across, but thank God I'm still here. And I actually really love this industry. TV, film, commercial, entertainment, makeup, hosting, and all of that. So if you don't really love something, then it's like it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in my bedroom because of a pandemic and I'm selling makeup. And whether I'm here in my house doing it, or if I'm at the Javits Center in Manhattan, which is the largest convention center worldwide, international, where I teach and educate, I'm there teaching to hundreds of gorgeous, amazing professionals from all over the world, or I'm in my room teaching to gorgeous people, whether it's 10, 12, 15 people. So it's like, it's about quality over quantity for me. And so, yeah, anyway, sorry my answers are long-winded, but that's what comes.
So, you know, speaking with you, I can tell, like, you know, so do you consider yourself, you know, more spiritual or more religious?
I would say I'm more spiritual. I'm more spiritual. I was born and raised Christian, Catholic. Then we switched to Christian, which means, you know, not in the Catholic cathedrals, but more of like a traditional Christian, non-denominational church. Then I completely left the church. I completely left because of, as many gay people know, it's not welcome to be gay in the church, and gays are an abomination. And I just was trying to find, I was trying to find love and God and acceptance in other religions. So I tried Hinduism, I tried Buddhism, I tried astrology, Kabbalah. I was seeking God in so many different ways, trying to find love and acceptance. I tried, what's the other one? Oh, all of the new age stuff, the power of intention through manifestation, the source honey energy. I mean, I went through it all. Wicca, I tried witchcraft. I mean, I tried them all, and I found my way back to Jesus. I found my way. For me, it's in Jesus for me. For you or whoever else is watching, God bless you. I don't hate on you. I love y'all too. But for me, I have found that I have found a relationship with my God and my spirituality. And it's very important. Thank you for asking. I don't get to talk about this much. I do little peekaboos on my social media, and I know you pick up on it. So I thank you for asking me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's important to have a relationship with God, because I wouldn't have been able to make it. I think a lot of us artistic people tend to have some form of mental health or imbalances and emotional stresses. And I think that it's okay. And I think that we should talk about it more. And I think that with God, I've been able to work through my depressions and my anxieties. And today, look, today we're dealing with a pretty heavy world. You know, we're dealing with a world that's not happy days. Like, happy days back in the day. So you are going to need something larger than yourself to give you hope and grace. And even atheists who say, you know, oh, you just use that as an excuse, there is no God. I go, what do you hold on to? What is lifting you up? Oh, you got to be strong in your own mind. You got to lift yourself up. And so I go, okay, well, God bless you if that works for you, you know. But I don't try to judge. I will say, and I will say it very, I even love Satanists, but I'm not one to hang out. I have a couple of friends who are like, oh, you're so judgmental. You don't hang out with, you judge them just because they're Satanists. I'm not judging them, but it's
Yeah.
just, I think that like-minded people tend to gravitate towards one another, and that's just one group that I probably don't identify with as much, and that's all right. And that's
Yeah.
okay. So to each his own. And I just feel like God is love, and God wants us all to feel our best and rise us up to be our best. And when I got more spiritual, Lewis, is I was so in love with, not in love, but I was so trying to make it big. I mean, I've been on TV shows, I've been on Vegas shows, I won my trophies, and I've done all this stuff, but there was always something missing. There was that little something missing, and I personally feel it was my connection back to my spiritual, to God. Now, you know, I'm this Native American Indian
Of
thing
course.
too. So that's did you know that in the Native American Indian culture that they actually have a thing called two
Spirits.
um
I'm part Native American too, you know. My my grandmother was my grandmother was Native American.
oh my gosh, do you know what tribe?
I'm not in too much, but I do
I
want
love it.
that research, you know, like ancestry or something. I should really look into, but I know I'm part Native American.
I
I'll,
love that. Oh, Matthew's here. Your cousin's here. Hi, Matt.
hey
I
Matt.
just realized that you were cousins, Matt. That's crazy. Oh, that is awesome. Oh my gosh. Look at Marcus is here, and that's why we love you. Oh, I love you too. Oh, Marcus is here, and Anna. Hello, handyman, kitten, Frost. Oh, hi, Katrina. Oh, I love you, mommy. Yes, David is here. We've got Cheyenne. Illuminati. I don't know about that, but I think that Illuminati, and that's another thing. People say that's like the illumination inside of people too. You know, they're made to
Yeah.
believe that certain, there's good and bad. I think there's good and bad in everything, and I just try to lean. I live in the good. I want to be the light, the love,
Or
on that high frequency. That's kind of where, and not everybody is. Not everybody. They're out there. So that being said, oh, that's your first cousin.
First cousin. Our moms are sisters.
That is so dope. That is so crazy. I love it. But yes, so I love God and I love my spiritual path. I'm always growing, and I encourage anybody out there who ever feels like they might not have, if you don't feel like you have something that helps to make you feel whole or lift you up out of a really dark place, just try to speak out and pray or meditate. And it might feel weird, but I promise you, like, it's as easy as this. God, if you're out there, can you help me out right now? And literally, like, that's all it takes. And you can just start like talking to God in that moment. But Lewis, can I ask you if you're spiritual or religious, or how would you describe yourself?
I was raised Catholic. I did my first communion and all that, but I started having doubts against it when I started meeting other people from Jewish people and stuff like that. And I found it odd to say that my way was right and their way wasn't. You know what I mean? And then going into like homosexuality and abortion and stuff like that. Like just that whole rules on telling women what to do with their bodies and telling me what my love isn't right. I just don't. But I'm still very Catholic-ish. You know, I pray. I still do rosary. It helps me still center. You know.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you have found your balance within your foundation of your your belief system.
Yeah.
And that is what it takes. And it's a it's a lifelong journey. You know, it's not something that it grows and it changes, but have something. Oprah Winfrey is one of my biggest inspirations. I love her. This is one of the reasons why I love talking and hosting.
Yeah.
But she says when she interviews anybody to work for her company own network, she always asks them if they have a religious or a spiritual background. And if they don't, she doesn't hire them. She goes, I don't care if you're Hindu, if you're Buddhist, whatever, but she goes, I need you to have some form of spirituality because it tells you a lot about a person. I think that's what she said. So I was like,
a moral compass. It really helps you. You know, I pray often. I pray very often. I pray.
That's so awesome, especially now. You know, there's so much darkness. We're talking about the pandemic and people are sick, and shout out to anybody who's lost a loved one. We've lost people in our family, and a couple of my best friends have lost their mothers, and it's just I don't say it lightly, but just, you know, we pray for them too, and us to stay safe. Lewis, have you lost any loved ones or anything?
Thank
God.
Thank God. But I have friends who are sick, and I'm in Los Angeles, and it's a big city, so it's very scary, you know, and you don't want to be out and about too much,
and that's what's so great about social media, like this whole platform right now. I feel like we're seeing so many of our old school friends pop on here. We love you guys, family. You got LA in the house. I think Matt's in Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah.
He's in Hawaii. We've got Fresno in here. You both are so beautiful. Oh, David, I love you so much. David be doing the bell ding. He does like the spiritual, like the.
Do you Adamme, do you ever remember a show called Actor Studio on Bravo?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
So that's one of my favorites. So I want to do a little section of that I really wanted to do with you. I did it with Eamon too. So just a quick couple questions. I think they're really, I'll really get to know about you. So what is your favorite word?
My mom says she's annoyed at it because I use it so much, but it would probably be the word amazing. I don't mean to use it lightly. She goes, "Oh, mijo, stop using amazing. Not everything is amazing." And I went, "Mom," she goes, "think of the word, mijo." And I go, "What?" She goes, "You're saying, oh, that's amazing. Oh, isn't that amazing? Oh, you look amazing. This food is amazing." And I had to really stop and think about it, Lewis. And it's okay. I really mean it. I mean it that I think things are amazing. And I think that my mom's frequency and who she is, she doesn't think things are amazing all the time. Matter of fact, I have a funny story. I took her to finally see Shamu at SeaWorld. And again, we come from humble beginnings, so we didn't do a lot of family vacations or anything. But when I took her to see Shamu, she went, "That's it? That don't look like a big whale." Shamu is sitting in front of you doing flips and turns, and she goes, "That don't look like a big whale to me." And I was like, that's amazing. Look how amazing. So I just tend to live with my life thinking I live in that frequency. That's who I am. When I think things are amazing, I'm like, wow, this food, que rico, it's amazing. That
Yeah.
show, oh, it was amazing, you know. So yeah. Anyway, the word is amazing, and I mean it.
So what's your least favorite word?
My least favorite word probably is hate.
Of course, yeah.
I
Of
hate
course.
them. I hate it. I hate this. I hate the word hate. I don't think I ever use it. Even when I dislike someone or I dislike something or even the president who I really don't like, I don't say I hate him either. And I hate some of the actions and things, but I dislike and I don't like the word hate.
So what turns you on?
Ooh, what do you mean? What turns me on?
Honey, whatever, you can take that any way you want, honey. Mentally,
Wow, you made me comb my
physically,
hair again.
emotionally, what turns you on?
What turns me on? Are you ready for this? Okay, here are my turn ons. When I talk aesthetically, yes, a hot ass person, we all
Of course.
know it's like drop dead gorgeous, black, Cuban, like to me, the ultimate human for me personally is I love African American people, women and men, or I see beauty in them. And so okay, so that's that. Good looking guys, good looking girls. But when I talk about aesthetic beauty, that's one thing. But what turn on if you are intellectual, if you are talented, if you are eclectic, if you have a large range of understanding of culture and music, and if you can carry on an engaged conversation. Those are really big turn-ons for me because it's like you don't get it at a lot.
What turns you off?
The word
Like, I mean,
amazing
what turns
turned him on. Oh God, Nabor, you're hilarious. What turns me off? What turns me off are small-minded, um, small-minded. I shouldn't say small-minded. People who will only see things their way, and it's their way or no way.
what noises do you love?
Ocean waves. Um, ocean waves. I also love the sound of like peace and serenity and like calmness because I'm such a high energy frequency person that most people probably think I'm like all the time, but I actually really love to like decompress and just be like zen. So like super smooth, like yeah, that.
Um, what noises do you hate?
What was that?
What noises do you hate?
Noises that I hate would probably be trigger noises, which we were talking about earlier, loving like the rave scene, but I'm 100% sober now. So I don't care for like deep house music or super really like it has a dark energy for me. So it brings me back to times not I'm not talking about happy house. I'm talking about who's there with you? You're freaking me out. Who are you looking at?
Nothing, girl. Just there's something going on outside.
I'm all we got to get out of here, Lewis. What do we got to
No,
do?
girl, we're good, girl. We paid the rent. We paid the rent, girl. It's okay, girl.
And sirens. I do not like the sound of sirens. It means emergency to me, and it means bad news.
What's your favorite curse word?
My favorite. I'm not a big cusser. You can ask all of my friends. I do cuss on occasion, and when I do cuss, they're like, "What's wrong with you? You know what's you know." I've never been a big cusser, but I do. I think my one would probably be like the F word when I bump my toe.
Yes. um, what other profession other than your own would you like to do?
Oh, this is good. I think I would love to be. I would love to have been like a teacher, like an elementary school teacher or something like that.
I could so see that. Like kids?
Like yeah, like first through second grade.
Yeah,
I
I
mean
could see.
first through sixth grade. First through sixth grade.
Bro, I'm thinking third and under for me.
Oh my God, they're what are these? Okay, keep going. There's like a whole stream happening underneath here.
I know these boys are going back and forth with each other.
Aaron
What
Hernandez. Hi, Aaron.
hey, what profession would you like not to do? What's something you could not do?
Good night, Mom. Love you. Hold on, I have to say good night to Mom. Hold on 1 second. Read those comments, Lewis. Read the comments.
Laugh out loud. Hey, Aaron in the house. Frankie, Aaron. Hey, Gil. I gotta see. Hello, Aaron. Aaron, where are you, Aaron? Are you in Vegas still? If you're in Vegas still, Aaron, give a thumbs up or something. Who else is in here? Cousin Matt. Anna's in here. We got Gil. Nabor, I think he would have been a great singer. So, yeah. I know there's so much to ask him still. Can you ask me questions? Can you ask us questions enough? Can you ask us questions enough if Adam E? I don't get it. What inspired your look, Louie? This is an Adamme look. This is my interpretation of a warrior, of a beauty warrior. You know?
Okay, we're back. What'd I miss?
Nothing. Everyone's just saying hi.
Sorry, guys. Had to say, hey, Mom says hi. Good night. Enough about Adam. Excuse me. What is going on? Enough about Adam. Let me see what's going on.
What do you
Enough
say?
about Adam. Aaron talking about crazy days, drag days. You missed it, Aaron. What inspired your look, Louie? What did you miss here? What did I miss? Yes, to here in Vegas. You tuna board. Can you ask a question enough if Adam? Can you ask a question enough? Frankie, he's interviewing me. He's like, enough about Adam. Can we talk about something else?
Oh no, you gotta talk about with Adam. So, yeah,
Sorry, Frankie. This interview is with me. You'll get your interview, Frankie. You know what's funny? Louis, are you ready? I get that a lot. I don't know what it is. I've gotten a lot of, and it's fun. I get it. I've had friends, family. There's a joke that I'm CC Bloom. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Beaches. Do you know the movie Beaches? So the character CC Bloom is always seeking attention. It's always about her, and everybody's like over her because it's always about her. It's always about her. And there's this sense in this joke that goes on about it. Adamme, how many personas have you had, and which one is present during this interview? Oh my God. Do you see what I'm saying? I've gotten it so much my whole life. So what it tells me is whether there's a passive aggressive funny joke or not, I think that sometimes when the light is on you, honey, the light is on you.
Because remember, honey, they're watching us. I'm not watching them, honey.
I used to be all hurt. I used to be all sentido. Why are they joking like that? Now I'm like, keep looking, honey. The light is still over here.